Okay, coming up on this draft here. I hope to see that Beastmaster that you were talking about before. I think that would be perfect in their lineup.
Nope, no, he doesn't like it. Fluffy
No,
doesn't like
you
it.
don't like the Beastmaster, Fluffy? Why?
Because he's a beast.
Because he put your people into slavery?
He's scared of him.
That's tight. Thank you, Beastmaster, for making sure that things like this don't happen again. But, whew. Oh, I'm sorry, Fluffy. He doesn't. Poor
Fluffy's
little
gonna
guy.
pay you a visit later.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying to get it all out before I meet Fluffy after the show.
Do you live alone, Flax?
Not anymore.
Oh, that's
Now
too
I'm gonna
bad.
live with my friend Mr. Pepper Spray.
bad.
He's sleeping with me every night. Moving on here. We've got some bands, I believe. Is that Lone Druid and Chen? Looks like, and then another Io.
We have a closer look up there, by the way.
We do. What's up with Io? First ban last time, first ban this time. Who's a good Io player? here?
I think every team needs to have someone who can play IO. To be honest, I think Wisp is just essential to really learn. If you looked at the major, I mean, you can see that he was one of the most banned heroes for a very good reason. He's super strong if you know how to use it. Many of the current popular heroes are strong with it. I mean, just tether up to the OD, tether up to Ursa, tether up to really any of the current carries is just great. Even CK can work if you have a Wisp.
True.
Else, don't pick CK. Not in competitive.
No, come
No.
on. That's the TI3 champion
I love him,
combo.
but that's
It is-
with Wisp.
And you point out TA3. That's a long time ago.
Hey,
I mean, with Wisp, it's fine. Then you can do it. But solo CK is harder to execute. It's just risky and competitive. But
Both teams have banned out Enchantress first phase.
also,
What do you feel about that?
Look at. I just want to point out that there's Zeus and Furion on the same team right now. So
global
there's some
strats, baby.
global shenanigan going down here.
The Spectre's already removed, so are we seeing an Ancient Apparition removed too?
Maybe if they're gonna be really scared for it, they could. I mean, it's kind of sad that they are not able to get the hands on Bounty Hunter themselves, because Fury and Zeus with a Bounty Hunter just makes sure he can always find kills wherever he goes. But that's true for all these heroes. You have Invoker as well, but we'll see if they remove the AA. I think getting Spectre away, it might be enough. And I think Beastmaster is a hero they still need to get rid of in this game.
It was Ursa that they banned, and then they picked up Beastmaster.
All right, so that's one way to block it. Picking up the Beastmaster for themselves and...
Nice.
And Skylark is a very good
Fluffy.
Beastmaster.
Are you bummed about that Enchantress pick, man? She's a hot ticket in the Animal Kingdom, am I right? Pound it, Fluffs! Oh,
No.
God. That was...
Nice try.
Nope. Fluffy doesn't know joy, only pain. All right. Another Oracle, this time coming out for... Wait, he was on Vega last time, wasn't
Nope, he was on Finem last time.
Yeah.
he? And so...
Would they be picking up Oracle together with the Darkseer in this game? If you're gonna...
Yeah, that worked out.
I mean,
Great, right?
Well,
Wait, other team, right?
I think this is just a great pick against Beastmaster, to be honest. Because
Okay.
you can remove whoever Beastmaster... When you have a lineup with Beastmaster, you want a single target focus.
Yeah.
You're going to lead with the Roar and then go from there. But now you can just use the Oracle ulti. It's going to purge off the stun from Beastmaster. And it makes the fight very disjointed. And Lion being picked up here, though. More disables this time around. At Finem's lineup, looks like they could find kills in the mid game. But I wonder what Vega Squadron are going to do. So far, it doesn't really say much. It's, okay, we have two global heroes. That's kind of neat. They have some pushing, some team fighting. But there's not really a big clue on what the lanes are going to be. Oracle can really do whatever.
Oh, you gotta go full global. Where's the Spectre at, man?
Well, she's banned. I'm sorry, Slacks.
Okay, great. Well, there's Sven.
Yeah.
Hey-oh.
Well, Sven is a pretty neat hero to have against the Beastmaster and his army. When you have BKB, you can just clear the Necros and everything, and Force Spirits alike. So
They're just gonna have the same lane as that Finem had last time. It's
Yep.
like, this is how you play it.
Yeah, it's the good old let's show them how it's done.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
I am happy to see the Lion pick, as we've said before. Strong pick all around.
Yeah.
Finally get to see him spread his wings here.
Also good to have disables against a hero like Oracle, because that way, if you get Blink Dagger or even just Ether Lens could be enough, then you can disable the Oracle and then you go from there. Because it's very hard to take a fight if you cannot stop him.
It is so hard to look over there. I just want to look at Sweet Sheever and never look to the left ever again. Please, please help.
This is all Shiver's plan.
What
actually.
about Waga, though? If you focus on Waga.
Waga's already dead. He's too close to Fluffy. Oh my god. All right, any predictions here for the last picks and bans, please? Oh, please. Let's see. Oh, who was that?
Earth Spirit Band.
Earth Spirit Band. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for Vega Squadron, they're kind of lacking in maybe either a jungler or a secondary support. What do you feel is best in this case? If you already have an Oracle, might be considered passive. You want an aggressive support, or would you go for a jungler still? Be the greed.
I think junglers would be good, but there's not too many to choose here that would favor Vega. I mean,
Ooh, is this the game where because Vega never changed roster, right? For a long time they didn't change roster.
They've stuck together.
And yes, and Solo in the same team in the same lineup used to be beast of Alina
Yeah,
as a support.
that's true.
And he's the kind of support that
He
actually
still plays
rotates
Lina support
into
sometimes.
yeah, and he rotates into a kind of a carry type of Lina because he gets his farm because basically they kind of sack Seema.
It works really great with Sprouts and the stun from the Sven, so sure you could kind of do it here. It comes down to if you have a player you trust enough on a certain hero, then you can go with it. I wouldn't say that it's a normal hero to pick up here, but at least they get to see what Finem are gonna grab first.
Yeah.
So they can kind of react to that. And
Big advantage.
Yeah, we'll see what Finem are gonna go for here. I'm liking their lineup so far, but I did last time as well, and I got burned. So I would prefer if they pick something that I don't like.
Oh, interesting strategy. Let's get that techies pick in.
They could
Get something
is
Lager
Slark
doesn't
banned?
like.
Yeah, they banned Slark last.
Yeah, they
Okay.
did.
That's a great ban, because it would have been amazing for Finem's lineup.
Which hero would you like to see for maybe next time instead? Or for Madara, sorry.
I'm not
Madara is okay.
positive what I should be playing here. It's very hard to say, actually.
How about a Bane? So that you'd be living the same nightmare
Yep.
that I'm living right now. That'd be
Good old Carry Bane.
Yeah.
Bring it
Very
back.
Bane.
We're looking for a carry.
Oh, okay.
Juggernaut's still in the pool. Is that, or would you
Jug is good with Beastmaster.
would you prefer a ranged or a melee carry against the lineup of Vega Squadron?
Well, Jug, I think a melee carry is better.
Okay.
But I think Jug would make a lot of sense. That way you have some pushing power with the Invoker, Beast, and Juggernaut together. The healing ward can help out. They're gonna go for the Anti-Mage, so greedier. Greed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting pick. I mean, is Anti-Mage particularly good against any of those heroes?
I don't think he's that great. I mean, you can even do, if you have good reactions with the Oracle, you could pay attention to the Anti-Mage and just W whoever he's about to ulti, and the damage is gonna not exist. But
Oh god.
I don't know. I think they just picked Anti-Mage because Madara likes to play it. He plays it well.
Is he a good hero to fit in a lineup that wants to end early? As in, and with early I do mean like
Well,
25 minutes.
Honestly, I like Anti-Mage more in lineups where you look to take the aggression early on
Okay.
than lineups where you try to turtle and just play for the late game. Like, this is exactly when I would prefer to have him. Because
Why?
you have the aggression from Bounty Hunter, Beastmaster, Lion, Invoker with Sunstrikes. You put so much fear into the enemy that they cannot really organize a gank on the Anti-Mage if you take the initiative. So we'll see. All they really need though is a good laning stage. If they cannot, get that, then it's gonna be hard. And Furion is a dangerous offlaner. His treants are super strong now, so if Furion knows what he's doing, even a hero with a stout shield can be harassed so much.
And he can be anywhere on the map at the whole time, at any point. Of course.
Flash.
So
Look at-
any kind of gank will turn
Look at-
into a +1 as well.
I'm not gonna look at you, dude. No, you don't. Please. I'm so sorry. I'm so
He's
sorry.
waving. Come on, are you not gonna wave back?
You're not gonna wait to
Hi.
it, bunny.
That's how he gets you. He gets you in a nice state of security, and then the real Fluffy comes out. Okay. Anyway, last pick, Disruptor. What a good pick. I love Disruptor. Pretty good against Anti-Mage. I like the blink away and then the call
Glimpse him,
back right into the ultimate so that it can't escape. Pretty good lineup there. He's going to have a tough time if the Bounty Hunter gets his way, though, or the
he's
Invoker.
not a very strong hero against the farm Bounty Hunter, so early game, always important for both these teams, of course. And overall, it could be a great hero against AM.
Indeed.
Who do you feel is gonna take this one then?
Looking at you, the expert.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I think that, I just like Disruptor. I think that he's a great hero, and he's pretty underutilized.
You sound biased.
I am biased, but I think it's going to be really hard for AM to get the kind of farm that he needs to be. They have kind of an aggressive lineup, so I'm going to go
Vega.
with that. I'm going to go with Vega. I knew what team it was.
I still think Finem,
Vega.
if they don't mess up, I think Finem easily play this, but yeah, I'll go at Finem.
Okay.
Great. Fluffy. 2 hands for Vega, 1 for Finem. What are you thinking? I forgot.
2
what I
hands
was
for Finem.
Vega.
He goes
right?
for Finem.
Whatever.
He is
Short-term
jumping the
favorite,
train with Vega. He's going against Action Slacks. Who would have thought that was going to be the case? It is time for our second game of the series. At Finem taking on Vega Squadron with Odie, Pixel, and Draskell.
Indeed, game 2 just about to begin, Andy, and here we have it. Anti-Mage coming out from the boys on Finem, a bit of a different game plan to what they had in game 1, which we said that they needed to kind of consider, but the aggressive lineup from Vega. Is this time to bring out the old magician with the blinky swords?
I think it is. I think that when you have a lineup like Vega's, they had 3 int heroes with 1 disable when they picked AM. And I'm pretty sure that's one of the main reasons. If you see the way that Vega banned out Slark in the very last ban, they wanted to get rid of a hero who was highly mobile, hard to lock down, hard for Sven individually to kill. So they get rid of the Slark. Obviously, Slark would have had better synergy with that Finem because it's a hero who can fight maybe a bit more proficiently during the early game. But AM he's the same kind of purpose, you know? He's a relatively weak laner in some regards if you're going to be going like heavy aggression towards him, very similar to what Slark does. But he's hard to lock down, he's hard to kill if you can get him to the mid game. But as Wagga said, it's going to be all about the laning phase. If Vega can pressure like they did in game number 1, I feel like they'll be in a pretty good spot. But they don't have the utility of the Bounty Hunter this time. So they're going to have to be playing against it rather than with it. And the Zeus pick is one that I feel like Finem could also be looking to punish a bit themselves.
I can see already solo in position on the Oracle just to provide some backup here for no one on the Zeus in case they do start to go aggressive on him, Finem. And also worth mentioning at this time, at the beginning of the game, ladies and gentlemen, if you do wish to follow this game inside the client, be sure to check out twitter.com/DHDreamLeague, where you can find all the server connect information to get yourself directly in, as unfortunately there is not a ticket in-game at the moment, but hopefully we'll be able to get that in ASAP. We are just waiting on Valve to patch it through into the game, so hopefully that will come through in the next few days. But bottom lane, eyes on to Shoma. They talked about the disruptor there. Slack's obviously a fan, and obviously Mr. Slayer on this hero. He's one of the best in the CISC on the disruptor.
Yeah, we talked about comfort zone picks and having Pasha on the Ursa in game number 1. This is definitely in the same line here for Vega in game number 2. But interesting lanes. I think that Vega anticipated very well that there would be a lane dodge. They just don't want the Fury in there. Skylark could be in some trouble.
Well, they're going to drop down the field here, and now it's going to hold the Beastmaster for a little bit of time. He's going to put the Fairy Fire, the Thunderstrike. Is it going to be enough to do it? And it will be. And there's the boy indeed. We just mentioned him being one of the best in the scene, and just perfect play there from the Disruptor to control the Beastmaster.
He had a salve, though. Did he just really not want to commit it? Did he value dying over using the salve to live? That's a little bit strange. Or maybe he just didn't think that the level 1 Thunderstrike would do that much damage in the last tick.
It looked very close in that last tick. I was kind of like, is this going to be enough? And
he probably had like 1 or 2 less health than he needed to live or something crazy like that.
Here we go in onto Solo, the Hex to set it up. He's going to be out of range of the Sunstrike. He pops the Fairy Fire. Can he live through this? He's still got a bit of mana, so he's going to take a bit of damage if Madura can get in with the right clicks, but he can't. Unfortunate Sunstrike, just slightly off point there from the side of Finem, and that's going to cost them the chance to get themselves a kill on the board.
That is a really big miss, because I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have anticipated the Sunstrike, probably wouldn't have used his Fairy Fire at all and just straight up died there, so pretty much a kill miss because of an off-point Sunstrike. In the first game, he was actually hitting him fairly reliably. I think he only missed like 2 or 3 throughout the entire game, but that is going to cost you big time, especially when you're laning against this Furion, who is already ahead.
Yeah, Furion pretty much getting free farm top of the board, and again you look at the Sven, 12 for 5. Anti-Mage still able to find a little bit on this top lane, but he is losing out to the MP, and of course the bottom lane Beastmaster is not finding the farm that he may have hoped for. Now we have it, Bounty Hunter going in with a bit of a harass onto Solo, really try and hold him back.
He doesn't have an Arbor Venom.
And Spartan's going to get himself killed here by a neutral. On the line, looks like, yeah, he was just in a position he just wanted to get himself back to base. Fair enough, and maybe try and reposition, because bottom does need help, and Skylark being gone on again. This time he will pop the salve, but no mercy here from the Slayer. A second kill for Disruptor, and he is absolutely destroying this lane. Top lane, Bounty eyeing this one up. They do have a couple more members around, line back in the lane, and Anti-Mage is there as well. A little bit low though, Madara. And it doesn't look like really they can go. Maybe they could try and catch out the Oracle. They can look to try and lead in with the Hex, but Spawn's going to get held back and nearly bursted down, in fact. As the right click's covering the Nature's Prophet, he's going to find the kill. Sunstrike, oh, Solo! Jukes it out. They can't even get that kill there, so it's a third kill for Vega. See if they can find anything else. He's not got the invis here for 5 seconds. And he's going to get the Sprout out. 2 seconds. He will be able to get himself just far enough away to escape. But Vega at this point just playing on point, and Solo just with the perfect Sunstrike dodge.
Man, that has to feel really bad. 2 kills in a row, potentially, that they had just straight up missed because of the Sunstrike being off point. Yeah, 3 points in Exort. That Sunstrike was definitely a kill had it been on point. And, you know, it's just one of those things where you miss one because you just miscalculate the distance, and then the player is ready for it the next time, you know? Then they're always thinking about it when they run away because they see it and they're like, oh, if that hit me, I was dead. I should probably remember that. So I don't know if he's going to get too many easy opportunities for Sunstrikes this game. But still, got a lot of Dota left to be played here at Finem, I think, with a really good mid/late game oriented lineup. Bounty Hunter making his transition towards the bottom lane, potentially looking to pick up the Sven, but he will be spotted. Yeah.
Okay, a lot of hate coming onto the Slayer.
Got that
Praised him earlier, but this time just walking into them. Didn't quite expect the side of Finem to be that close to that.
Why was he walking up the hill anyway? They just saw and pinged the Bounty Hunter, and then he walks up that hill. That was really strange.
A little bit ballsy there for the boy.
Yeah.
And, of course, does get punished for it. Mid lane, pressure being put onto the Invoker. So they're trying to move around into position. Here comes the Nature's Prophet as well. And, oh, Invoker, can he get himself out of this one? No, he can't. Another kill for Vega. We were talking earlier, Wagga was saying how Nature's Prophet, one of the strongest heroes in this patch, and especially when he's getting a start like this. 30 for 2, the involvement in the kills are there. You can see why this was banned out in Game 1. At Finem in Game 2, they had to switch up the bans as it still, even though they targeted Mag, it didn't work out, but maybe it was a mistake letting him out this Nature's Prophet, because this could become a real issue if it hasn't already for the side.
Yeah, this game, they... Well, the Furion made it through first pick phase last game as well. And then they banned it in the second phase. So it wasn't even picked, it was just banned phase 2. Very interesting that both of these teams didn't really prioritize the hero that heavily in the first match, and then Vega just first picked it, like snap, just right away. A little bit of a change of pace here. But Mag definitely having a fantastic start. Only person leading him in CS right now is the AM.
On top lane. Talks about the farm on MP. Sven's farm as well for the side of Vega. Looking very, very nice. A lot of questions on how much this Anti-Mage can do. Gave himself a bit more space on the bottom, but he's still got a bit to catch up mid lane. Sunstrike is going to be on point. A nice setup there for the bounty. Look at themselves the kill onto no one on his Zeus. That's the second one here on the board for Finem, and that's going to free up a nice bit of space here for the Invoker where he is. He is maintaining dominance on the lane, and in fact, just top of the net worth board at the moment. Nearly a 1k clean ahead of that Zeus.
That's kind of why I was really, kind of shocked that they second-picked Zeus. They second-picked it. And not only that, but they picked it after Bounty Hunter and Invoker were taken. So that is some insane confidence in your mid, you know? Zeus is known as a very gankable mid, and you're playing up against a Bounty Hunter. Sure, you can bolt to D-ward, you can drop sentries and stuff to make sure that the rotations would be scouted, but that is a perfect example of why the hero is so strong.
Lane, this could be nice. Could they get the wrap around for the spot? He came right round between the tier 2s and the tier 1. Sunstrike on point. And another big kill, same time though, top lane. The Slayer and Pasha eating down onto Skylark's Beastmaster. It's another kill involvement for Sven. They'll look for the tier 1 here as well, and they should be able to find it. Finem not really in the neighborhood to stop this push. They're still 3 for 5, and aiming is in this game. It's certainly going better for the side of Finem than Game 1 was at this point.
Yeah, definitely. The Invoker, the AM are doing very well up until this point, and I think that's pretty much all you need. It's more or less a dual-core lineup that they're running here, and they have a lot of heroes to create space during the mid-game for the AM, and I feel not like Game 1 where the Invoker was spending most of the game farming. I think he will actually be more involved inside of the fights because they have easy ways to set up Sunstrikes and Meteors and whatnot with Aurora, and of course Lion disables on top of that. So a little bit more synergy for their mid pick, especially when he's going Exort. And then that just means that the AM is going to have, more or less free farm. Because Vega, committing resources to killing an AM right now is very hard to justify. It's like, okay, if we get a Thunderstrike into a Glimpse, maybe a Static Storm when Shoma actually hits level 6, then we could potentially get this kill. But that's a lot of resources that you have to dump on one hero, and it's not even necessarily guaranteeing that you're going to get it.
Vision onto Slayer here, and well, they'll get the slow off. It'll put down the kinetic field and walk out. The axes fly through, and the shuriken to finish off. Nice catch there from Finem, punishing the backline supports as the rest of Vega leave the lane. Still, this game's certainly patching out to be quite interesting. And it is just a question of if Anti-Mage is going to continue to kind of get the space that he is at the moment, and will be able to get a decent timing on his item progression. And at what point Vega kind of look to try and take him down. But as you said, kind of until they really get the level 6 on the Disruptor, it's going to be a hard catch.
Well, it's going to be pretty much impossible. Like, you would have to like smoke behind him, force him to blink, and then have like a stun waiting for him when he blinks to that location. That's the best way. I mean, I suppose you could still glimpse him back if you get the Thunder Strike off, and then he blinks away. Obviously, you can glimpse him back into a kill that way too. But unless the Disruptor leads off with that Q spell, it's going to be very difficult. Because you need either vision in the area or you need the Thunder Strike vision. And if you have neither, then glimpse isn't really that useful.
Vega going to keep the game plan, go for what they can do best, deal with the Nature's Prophet, and try and push for these quick towers. Fortification coming out now. Finem may look to fight this, looking to get themselves in position. So I think he had the jump in smoke in onto the line. He's going to look to try and get a Ravage here with a multi-hero stun, trying to get himself out of the Be Hex onto Zeus. Sunstrike, fly everywhere. There's your stun. Onto 2. They're going to find themselves one, and now they look to close in onto the Nature's Prophet. There's a Roar onto Solo, holding in position. Blink 4 from the Anti-Mage. They get themselves a second one here. They'll look to find a third, and they will. Double kill for Invoker. No, Disruptor coming in, and also they've got the Sven. They're still trying to fight. There's a buyback from the Oracle, looking with the God Strength to bring down Invoker, but they haven't got quite enough damage. Matter of blinks onto Disruptor. He'll glimpse back the Anti-Mage away from him. We'll be able to walk this one out. Now Beastmaster could be the one in trouble. Trying to get themselves back in Vega. They did use the buyback on Solo, but it's going to be the Disruptor that pays with his life. And a very good fight. The best we've seen this series from the side of Finem. Anti-Mage was involved in it all, and top 2 net worth now. Both the Invoker and the Anti-Mage off the back of that fight. About a 3k gold exchange going the way of Finem. And Vega, just a very kind of uncharacteristically messy fight there for them, and the buyback as well from Solo.
Yeah, the Sven wasn't there at the very start, and they got jumped on immediately. The Zeus gets taken out straight away. He got a couple of his spells off, but in the end, you know, he gets bursted. Your main damage dealer at this point in the game is pretty much the Zeus. Like, he has the highest threshold of damage in a short amount of time that anyone on Vega has by a pretty wide margin. So if he dies first, all of a sudden you got like a support Oracle and a Disruptor with no ulti, and it's like, all right, well, our Sven's late to the fight, and we've lost our primary damage dealer. We gotta run, like, straight up. And because of the fact that track is available already, like before that team fight even kicked off, you're saying as soon as this fight starts going bad for us, we're gonna lose extra heroes, and we're gonna be giving away more because we're skirmishing into a bounty. So very nice fight for Finem. I'm assuming that they will give Shioma some kind of priority here. Yeah, he did finally hit 6, but he's dead. Zap.
Oh, the double zapperoo. Sunstrike and Finger.
Yeah, that's some pain right there.
Absolutely.
I think after mitigation, Finger does like, what, 450 damage? And then a pure damage Sunstrike with... It's another 400.
I mean, you're dead.
Yeah, you are mega dead.
You're gone at this point, 12 minutes in.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
So you can find something here. You're going to have Zeus coming down. No one. Just check and see if there's a bounty. Ain't around or any wards there. The Thunderbolt. But I think if you're the side of Vega, you've got to kind of just look at the fact that these first 12 minutes haven't really gone to plan. You have managed to get a few towers across the map. Actually, I'd say that, so they only managed to get the tier 1 top. So in terms of the push, that's not really been there. And maybe they kind of need to reorganize themselves and try and scale up for the later portions of the game. And there's going to be a decent amount of farm for the Sven as he's able to clean up this ancient stack. But the Zeus, I mean, it's a Zeus. You know, at the end of the day, against heroes like Invoker and Anti-Mage, he's going to fall off.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the purpose of the Zeus was in this lineup. Like, we saw the Spectre ban in the second phase. That's just respect from Finem saying, okay, we don't want you to get your global lineup. But the thing is there really any good reason to second pick a Zeus when you have heroes like Bounty Hunter and Invoker still in the pool when you first pick Prophet? I feel like that opening is just really strange. I don't know if it's like the strongest thing that I've ever seen. Maybe no one just said, oh, I want to play the hero, you know? But either way, Vega definitely on the back foot here, at least in terms of map control. Going to be looking to Mag to try to make a little bit of space. Maybe he can try to split push, but even that's difficult, right? Because you're playing against AM, who during the mid game doesn't really care about Furion at all, unless you're like rushing Orchid or something, which obviously he's not in this particular game. And then sooner or later, that Beastmaster is going to have Book 3 in a blink with Hawks.
Okay. Oh, they get themselves that one. They use the Thunder God's Wrath to get the vision to glimpse back. And of course, one of the nice synergies there between the two of them, the Disrupt and the Zeus. Also worth noting as well, this Sven did go for that armlet, so albeit the fact that the earlier fights haven't gone too great, still trying to go all in for this this kind of peak at this point where the Sven is going to be able to punch pretty damn hard with the God Strength. And the build from the Zeus kind of interesting. He's picked up 2 robes of the Magi here. Okay, so he's going to go for the Veil here. So it looks like just a second one.
It's the... No, it's 2 robes now.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's 2 robes for the item.
Sorry.
Nah, it's okay.
I'm falling asleep.
It's all right, man. That's why we are the Monster Energy DreamHack studio.
I've woken back up, and Sven, he did, and then he quickly went back to sleep permanently.
That was the Sandman.
That was... These fingers have been on point.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty much just off cooldown too, wasn't it? Because he just fingered somebody like bottom. It was like 2.5 minutes ago.
Oh, bounty. As bounties do, getting caught out. Unfortunate position there from the man, and Vega will punish this one. And Lion, okay, this looks to be falling apart a little bit. He just stands there, accepts his fate. Knows he can't get away from that one, but that's 2 quick kills for Vega. At the same time, space created, Anti-Mage, pressuring on the top lane. Battle Fury treads, Ring of Regen, 15 minutes in. 1-0-3, level 11. The game plan is certainly being stuck to by Madara on the Anti-Mage, and he's going to be happy with how this one's going so far.
Well, I mean, he's going to be happy, but at the same time, space creation is not necessarily just dying.
Yes.
I mean, that death that Spartan just had was totally unnecessary. He saw a bunch of heroes from Vega in the area. His bounty hunter died. He walks over there, gets killed too.
Oh, and there's the Veil. Straight down onto Evoker. Return with the Sunstrike. The Deafening Blast is a good attempt to bring down the Nature's Prophet with him. Not good enough. And this is that point, of course, where Zeus is able to walk in with the Veil. That's going to be a huge amount of damage, even against tanky heroes like the Invoker there. There's enough to bring him down. 10-10 still. It's a close one, as you can see on the net worth as well. Very, very close between these two teams. And Skylight, he's been caught. As soon as the Thunder strikes down, you know you're pretty much dead against this lineup. Sherman's always going to be there with the Glimpse follow-up to catch you out. They've got to be careful here at Finem giving away these kills, because as soon as they lose 2-3, Vega, they've got the pushing power to start to take those objectives at a pretty impressive rate. Now, Ether Lens done now as well on Zeus. Oh.
Kelly?
Hello. XD indeed. Yeah, we got some lag as well, players.
I think it came back, like the game came back as soon as we paused.
It looked like that was a Dota 2 thing. Everyone had it, even us.
Yeah,
we're back in. We're good. That was just a bit of a tease, you know. We don't actually have issues here on this tournament.
That's true.
Yeah.
We have patches, though.
We do.
We had the 6.83 patch released during our games.
So if you're looking for when the next patch is going to come out, probably during this season of DreamLeague.
Yes.
Probably.
Oh, this is good a Roshan attempt, though. It's being anticipated, though. Add Finem on the way. Question is, are they going to be here fast enough? It's dropping pretty quickly.
Can they make any kind of jump in?
They're sending the Hawk, so they're going to see.
Oh, they've got to do something soon. Otherwise, they are going to be fighting for Aegis. Yeah, no, with the armlet and the God Strength, more than enough damage on Pasha. He'll pick himself up the Aegis. Still got this Anti-Mage, just trying to utilize the space as much as possible. Oh, Lion, he's fingered his last. 30 seconds down and out for the count as he gets caught out by the side, and still Anti-Mage playing as an Anti-Mage should be at this point.
They're going to lose the Zeus as well.
Okay, so...
It's a very skirmish-based game. Like, you got Beastmaster, Bounty on one team, with a Lion as well. Then you got Nature's Prophet, it can teleport into any gank. There's just, like, action all over the map.
No, it's only the thing to note as well is the fact that we're 17 minutes in, it's 11-12. At Finem, they've essentially just been fighting with 4 because they have this Anti-Mage who's keeping on top. And he's 1.6k ahead of the Sven, yes. Pash has been farming himself quite a treat as well on the Sven, but just not at the same rate as this Anti-Mage. And that's going to be an issue when he can't catch up. You're going to have the Yasha nearly done. I think, he's got the money for it, AM. So the farm speed going to continue to increase. Sunstrike coming through, solo. Jukes it off to the side there. I'm not quite sure that would have been enough there. 518 HP. So maybe had enough pure damage on the old Sunstriker brew. Would have been close nonetheless.
At this stage in the game, it really feels like Ad Finem probably want to avoid fights for some time unless they get something like this.
Disruptor wants to avoid fights in place.
Yeah.
The casual walk in from Spartan.
I don't think this is ever going to be a game where we're going to see a true 5 versus 5. You know, like neither one of these teams really have a lineup. So instead of taking like the full-on engagement, they want to go for like the skirmishes.
Oh. Great Veil from Zeus. That range there with the Ether Lens and the follow-up burst. He's going to find himself a second.
Nicely done.
Yeah, with Zeus may have struggled in some earlier portions, but he is finding the pickoffs in the plays with that Veil.
Yeah, this hero does an insane amount of damage. Like Ether Lens, Veil together.
Yeah.
It is just absolute pain. And really the thing is, no one on the side of Finem outside of the bounty is really going to be able to buy support items. So like normally, you know, last game we saw like Pipe and Mech together when Vega were playing Darkseer and the Bounty Hunter. But in this game, he's going to pretty much have to buy both. And he's also trying to support at the same time. So I feel like this hero in particular is going to suffer quite a bit when it comes to item progression because I think he wants the Lion to be able to get to Blink. Because Blink allows you to play a much more aggressive style and also has good synergy with the AM. But for now, oh, Chioma, he does not care. He's like, I just died here, but I'm going back, you know? I want the vision, even though I'm dropping it in sentry range. It's fine.
I mean, at Finem, they're sending 4 arrows up here. You've got Bounty Hunter moving through the jungle. Trying to get himself in position. Sentries are down on the side of Vega. And pings as well, so they're going to be playing safe. It's unlikely that Finem are going to be able to catch anyone out here. Unless they want to do a really ballsy jump. And unless the side of Vega kind of get baited into looking to pick off the Bounty Hunter. They do the Glimpse Off, bringing him back into the kinetic field. Holding in place the Veil coming through from Zeus. So much damage at this point against the squishier heroes, even the tankier ones. But still, Anti-Mage's farm continues. He gets the courier sent out to the secret shop, just a few hundred away from that ultimate orb, and ultimately away from having that Manta style completed. And then at that point, we already said it already how hard it was to kill the Anti-Mage. Yes, there's an Orchid done on the Nature's Prophet, but at this rate, Matter is going to have the Manta style done just in time, really.
Yeah, there's not really any way that they're going to kill him. Like, he probably, if he wants to play it ultra safe, he can go for BKB as well. Like Manta BKB, you just blink in, you can buy Abyssal after the fact, you just pop BKB, Abyssal to target, you know, kill it. Even if the Oracle, for whatever reason, drops a W or, you know, throws the false promise on you.
Oh, he's got the man stone. I already have the recipe.
Yeah. The thing is, it's very hard to anticipate that. At the same time, he can just jump on you as well. So, life is going to get
Where's the courier?
pretty difficult.
It's not here.
Oh, we got a Solar Crest. I actually really like Solar Crest this game because there are so little BKB carriers. Like AM, he could buy BKB if he wants to be ultra safe against the Disruptor, but he could just as likely go for something that gives him a little bit more health instead. Like if he wants to go for just straight up Abyssal, or if he wants to go back for like Vlads for extra farming, like he has choices. But in this game, Solar Crest is going to have a lot of use, especially when you have things like Roar targets. You know, you can put a Solar Crest on the person who gets false promise so they take less damage. Very solid item still.
Vega. Now moving as a bit of a group. Solo's on his own as the jungle, but you have got the rest of the 4 of them towards mid. Both know you'll see Skylark's Beastmaster, level 3 Necro, and now level 11. So if he finds someone on his own, he's going to be easily able to find a solo pickoff with the Roar. And that is the Aegis now gone here for Sven. 2.9k saved up on Pasha. Where do you think he's kind of contemplating investing in next in terms of items?
He could be going for the BKB, but he is against a Beastmaster, so it's kind of hard to say because normally by this point, you know, the standard build is either you get Armlet or you get SNY, or you get like Yasha and Armlet together, and then you buy like BKB or something like that. So I'm kind of leaning towards him getting BKB since he's saving so much money. But at the same time, he could just as easily go back and decide, okay, I have a little bit more time. Maybe I want to buy a Yasha and just decide to farm a little bit more. Kind of just depends on what role they want to play. Wait, he just God Strength. Why did he God Strength? I'm gonna guess that was a misclick. Sometimes stuff happens, but yeah, it looks like it will be the BKB. Yeah. He picks up the Yoga Club. The magic immunity is still obviously invaluable against heroes like, you know, Invoker, Lion. The Beastmaster Roar is annoying, the Boar is annoying, but more than anything else, you absolutely need to be able to control your hero. And since he already has Blink, the synergy of BKB is just even better. Being able to get in someone's face straight away and just be able to hit.
What do you think about the Anti-Mage's decision here to go still go back for that Vlad after the Manta style? Is it absolutely necessary this game, or could he have gone for something a bit bigger?
He can obviously he can go for something bigger, but I think this is just the item that says that he wants to go for BKB afterwards, because this is something that allows him to stay mana consistent, which is very important on AM, because just Battle Fury and Tread switching, if you're blinking on cooldown, you will still gradually lose mana, but with a Vlad's and a bit of Fury, you pretty much stay even. So I think with the way this game is being played, he just wants the efficiency of having the Vlad's help finger.
Stun's gonna miss, but the finger straight on point. So the false promise himself. You got Sven coming through as well. Spine for the TPI is gonna make it. The burst is there. They'll bring him down. They punish the Lion. Unfortunately, missing that stun on Solo. Maybe if that did connect, they could have found the kill. They do attempt for a Sunstrike there to catch out the walk back Solo, but it isn't gonna catch him. Meanwhile, a bit of pressure being put on to the mid lane by the illusions from Anti-Mage. But still 12 to 16. I mean, do you feel that this is Ad Finem's game to lose now because of the Anti-Mage, or is there still every potential for Vega to just take a fight and destroy them?
Oh, a game with this Sven is never over.
Yeah.
That's the thing, right? You get one good stun, you get a couple of auto attacks off, and then you kill like 2 or 3 heroes because, you know, 2 or 3 people are right next to each other for the Stormhammer. Stuff like that can definitely happen. Not only that, but never underestimate the power of Ethereum during a late game. And with the
Veil and Orchid, goodbye. Goodbye.
Yeah. And that's kind of why, right? It's such a skirmish-based game, and Furion's going a build that's allowing him to get like solo pick-offs with relative ease. Like Orchid, I'm assuming he's making that into a Hex on top of the Orchid that he already has.
I think he needs to for the Anti-Mage, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, that's one reason. And the other thing, too, is with Hex and Orchid together, you can pretty much like solo kill anyone else besides the Invoker.
Yeah.
Like, you do so much damage. Or, you know, if one of the other heroes is in the area, you can go as well.
Atos onto Pasture is going to force out the BKB from the Sven. Got the Anti-Mage eyeing things up from the high ground. As the BKB is on cooldown, does have some backup, but Vega play it safe backup. Roshan's going to be back up within a minute. Both sides have got potential to take it down fairly quickly.
I mean, the AM just TP'd away, so they're going to see him top, and they're just going to take this.
And that's, yeah, not going to work, unfortunately, for Spartan, as
this is super bad timing, actually.
was there.
Like, Ad Finem just TP'd away at a very crucial point in the game. Like, there's no way they can contest Roshan now unless they, like, just tunnel vision run there. And then their Lion's still dead. Doesn't have finger or anything.
Yeah, I got a Basher now on his way to this Anti-Mage. I mean, at this point, he could jump into the fights.
Yeah, this is all-out aggression.
Yeah, didn't go for the BKB that you said there was every possibility in the end. I guess feels that he doesn't need it to an extent, but I guess this is kind of a plus for Vega because this means they at least have a chance of killing him.
Yeah. I mean, he can die in a Static Storm.
Yeah.
There's no question. Like, if the Sven's hitting you in a Static Storm, you're dead. But, again, it's a matter of can the Sven actually stick on the target? Like, does he get roared? You know, who's going to get False Promise used on them? It really just depends on who gets, like, the initiation and how the fight itself actually plays out. I think this build that he's doing, if he wants to go straight in for the Abyssal, that's fantastic for being able to kill a support. Like, jump on solo, Abyssal Blade him, you know, a couple of auto attacks, Mana Void, dead, move on, right? And killing the Oracle in the beginning of the fight is great, because that means there's no save for the Roar anymore. And if he ults himself, it's the same thing. You know, you can just roar the Sven, kite him out, which is kind of what happened in the previous team fights. He just kind of had to run around in circles and wasn't able to attack much. But as we already said, they are going to get their hands on Roshan. Glimpse back here on Madara.
Well, actually now on the run. It's going to be fine, but well, with the ult there, they do find the kill onto Lion. Rest of Ad Finem on their way out. Yeah, the back is able to punish that Lion coming out into lane, and now he does have that money for that Hex. So they've got the catch potential to deal with the Anti-Mage. Anti-Mage got to be a little bit more careful with the way he's pushing out these lanes. Still at the top of the moment and going to continue the farm game. And his next time, does he finish off the Abyssal or does he look to slot something else up first?
I think if he went for Basher over BKB, he'll probably just finish the Abyssal.
Yeah.
Because he wants the option of being able to just blow somebody up. And in a game where you're not fighting like straight up 5 versus 5 all the time, if you see an opportunity to kill a hero like, you know, even Furion or Zeus, if he blink Abyssal Manta on top of them and there's no other hero in range on Vega, that hero will die. Like 100%, yeah. They're dead. So that kind of kill potential makes Vega play in a very different way. Whereas if you see like an AM with a BKB, that's an AM who wants to try to push your high ground. So it's just the way that he's trying to play it, and maybe his team told him to just go for the solo pick potential instead of going for the straight up 5v5. Because maybe, you know, Ad Finem aren't feeling super confident fighting against like things like Static Storm and the Oracle ulti just yet.
No one's going to find himself an Arcane Rune here at the same time. Top lane Sven, 2.5k on top of the BKB. And start to work towards the damage, and he's caught them inside. They with the Static Storm, they might be able to find this Anti-Mage kill. They're coming in with a Sven, and they do. That is the kill that they needed to find Vega, and they do get it, but they do lose 2 for it. They'll take a second in return as Bounty gets burst down as well. Scarlet looking for the TP out. Can he get out in time? No. No one is able to cancel it with the Thunderbolt. Picks himself up a double kill. Makes it a 2 for 3, and Vega, even though they do lose that high priority Nature's Prophet, worth it every time to take down that Anti-Mage and stop him in his tracks.
All right, I'm going to make a bold prediction. I'm going to say after he died like that, instead of finishing Abyssal, he just buys BKB now. I mean, he'll save for buyback, obviously, but if he gets the money, I think he just buys BKB. Yeah. Because that's one of those deaths where you're like, man, I wish I didn't buy a Basher, you know? Like, but obviously, again, the reasoning behind the Basher is sound. It's not that the item choice is wrong, it's just that he went super aggressive when he knew that he had no escape from something like that and just ended up getting caught out.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Middle tower? No, not going to be able to get the deny. Invoker cleans that up with the Forge Spirits bottom lane. Looking for the trade on the tier 2s. Sven trying to work his way into it. 15 seconds still until the Anti-Mage is back up, but nonetheless, Vega playing it safe. Don't want to stick around. A couple of the members of Finem off the map at this point, and they don't want to be caught out of position. 4 stuff nearly done from the Slayer on Disruptor, so something else to allow him to get out of trouble, and also maybe even put some of his teammates into a good position to fight like this Sven. Oh, very stacked courier coming out with some very tasty goods there for the side.
Yeah, this is going to be a little bit of a scary spot for Finem. Like a Sven getting to your base with God Strength available, a stacked Furion with Aegis. This is a stage where you can actually just straight up lose a set of racks. And that's a pause.
That is indeed. And so as we can see, Anti-Mage went all in for the Abyssal Blade, and that means he is not going to have buyback available for the next fight. So
this is the most YOLO thing ever.
He's going all in.
Like, if he was going to spend his money and he wants to defend high ground, I mean, that's the thing as well, as we can see, he can't. He's right down the lane and no TP for 45 seconds. Okay, well, life is hard.
I mean, that's racks.
Like, they are basically, yeah, they are getting raxed 100%. And I don't think that they kill the base faster than a God Strength Armlet Sven with a Furion either. I guess they do have Beastmaster with Book. I don't know, it's going to be... No, I think the Vegas still push faster. They have their whole team.
Indeed. This is... Okay, we've got to reconnect. It looks like we'll be able to get ourselves back on board very quickly with this game here. Game 2, of course, between Finem and Vega. If you've just joined us, Game 1, to go to the side of Vega Squadron, they'll be taking themselves home at $1,000, at least $1,000 per game. Not bad indeed. I'm sure Finem would love to try and get their hands on a bit of the cash. But this Anti-Mage, it's a lot of weight is on his shoulders. His decisions really are game-breaking or game-winning at this point, and he's made some quite controversial ones with the position that he's in at this point, but I mean, how could this work out for him? Or what's going through his head, do you think, and why he's done this? Okay,
so the first thing to remember is, obviously the biggest thing is TP being on cooldown. He has to buy it, right? He has to buy an item that gives him damage. He would buy BKB if he had TP Scroll, but since he doesn't have TP Scroll, there's no point in buying a BKB because it doesn't help you kill the base. So he buys an item where he could potentially kill somebody who TPs back and then go for more, which is what we could see here. If he gets his Abyssal, he could just blink back in and kill solo.
Actually TPing back as well, the side of Vega. Give the bigger one to Skylark with the Hex, and they will get it now. Kinetic Field coming through, gets the Blink off just in time of the Thunderstrike. It's enough to bring him down. Sunstrike, and a finger, that BKB. That was bloody good, and Sven's out. He is out of there, so they lose the Anti-Mage, they lose the Beastmaster, they don't lose the Rex on the bottom, because Vega do go back. But Vega say, well, do we want to kill the Rex, or do we want to kill the Anti-Mage? And at this point, I think killing the Anti-Mage may have been the kind of the greater decision, and it's what they did.
It was definitely the right call. In this situation, Vega realized that, okay, they can trade, but a trade is what an AM wants. Like, the AM doesn't want to go back and TP, because if you look at the state of the towers too, he's got a tier 2 mid and a tier 2 in the off lane, whereas Vega only have one tier 2 standing and it's already quite low. So in terms of the split push, it would be a little bit more annoying to have to split push that lane when you're dealing with an AM. So in a given situation where there's a lane down from each team, the AM is obviously going to be better off than the Sven. But Vega also have Furion. So I think that at the end of the day, they just say, we can push the lanes out ourselves. They get the AM kill, so no one is side pushing during this entire time. And that just means that all 3 lanes are going to be pushed in their favor.
Let's see if they can set anything up here. There's still 15 seconds without an Anti-Mage, and So the Abyssal is an Anti-Mage that can offer quite a bit to these fights if he's not kited. But the Aegis now gone for Vega. They do get the tier 2. They'll be looking to move up to the top lane to find themselves a second. BKB done on the Nature's Prophet. He knows to build his magic immunity.
Yep.
I mean, this Nature's Prophet, you look at the net worth, he is only just under 2k behind an Anti-Mage that's been farming all game, and that's pretty damn impressive.
That's why you ban this hero. He is real good. And of course, Mag is a fantastic Nature's Prophet player in general. But it's kind of getting to that stage in the game where that AM actually needs to buy BKB as his next item. Like, that has to be the item. Because given the fact that Vega are pushing in all lanes simultaneously, and there's no one else on his team who can leave the base, the next fight is probably going to either occur at Roshan or on their high ground. Which means that if you blink accidentally, don't have buyback, or don't have BKB, then the game just ends. So this is a very tense spot here for Finem.
You're right, an Anti-Mage is on the bottom. Moving in, we'll see how much Vega want to commit to this one before they decide to back up and deal with the Anti-Mage issue. Just throwing the spells out. In fact, the Thunder God's Wrath, that's going to be enough to burst down the line, and he's gone for 50 seconds. Pasha moving in with the God's Strength. At the same time, Addo is desperately trying to find something in return, but the Hex, oh, it's on point. The Silence to follow through as well. The Static Storm gets laid down. There's no escape for the Anti-Mage. He does have a buyback. But again, getting punished for these plays time and time again, Madara.
Well, the biggest problem that AM is suffering from is the whole my team can't leave the base syndrome. So Vega were pushing as 5. They were going down top. AM is split pushing. In that scenario, there's a Hex, there's a Static Storm, and you still don't have BKB. So you are putting yourself in an insane amount of danger and trying to create space for your team. Now that's fine, because at the end of the day, you're going to get 2 lanes pushed out a little bit, like more or less towards the river. But as soon as Vega kill your AM, they're just going to come right back. And he's still dead for long enough to where they can push both the side lanes that you tried to get out yourself during that time. And with a Furion on top of that, it's like even more added pressure.
Daedalus on this Sven as well, so
yeah.
The Anti-Mage kind of has to keep with the way that he's playing, because if he does turn up to these fights now, the Sven is just going to cut through him.
Yeah, you never ever want to blink into a Sven with these items. It is the most amount of pain you will experience.
He's not messing around, Pasha. God's Strength comes out and he'll take down the melee racks on the top. Again, this burst damage is too much for the poor old line. He's out. BKB popped by the Invoker, popped by Pasha. Get the cold snap onto the Sven. Sorry, onto the Zeus. Zeus slides out with a 4-star from Showman the Disruptor. And now the pressure onto the mid lane. Anti-Mage back up in 10. He really does not want to expend his buyback. Looks like he's going to be able to get away with it. There's a fortification. Holds them back off the tower for the time being, but now they continue to move forward, looking for a second set here. And now the Roar on the backlines, onto the Oracle. Stormhammer and the burst from the Zeus. They'll bring down the Beast Master. Oh, that's a lovely Mana Void. That's Sven gone and so solo on the Oracle here now. The side of Finem forcing Vega out of the base. And they try and chase this one back. Anti-Mage did get glimpsed back initially. They're looking for the chase down onto Yola Baggins, and they've got the track out. They should be able to find the Nature's Prophet here with the Necro units. Again, the glimpse back, sending the Anti-Mage back, but they found the kill onto Nature's Prophet. Zeus out of mana, maybe out of luck as well, will get the blink away. Looks like Sioma and no one might just be able to escape, but Mana continues to chase here. No mercy from the boy. Sioma, he could be in trouble. He pops down the kinetic field here. He'll jump forward. He has got the glimpse, and that's going to be enough to save him. The Sunstrike coming through. Oh, a little bit off point, but the Tornado straight through under the feet of the Disruptor. Lays down the Static Storm. He's trying to turn around and fight, desperately trying to bring down the Invoker. It was incredible, though. Now the Thunder God's Wrath is enough. They will kill the Invoker, but a lot of damage done there to the side of Vega. Now Madara, he's knocking on their racks in the mid lane, and a great fight from Finem as Vega just getting destroyed off the back of a huge Mana Void, bringing down that Sven.
Yeah, that was a really nice turnaround. Then they desperately needed that team fight. If they can force buybacks, it would be even better. Unfortunately,
if they could get a kill onto the Zeus, that'd be huge. Oh, straight in with the bash, but the false promise is there. Madara, he's got to be careful about overextending, and he just has. He's gone for 90 seconds. They'll get the finger in onto Solo. Banyana moving forward as well, but they just can't get this kill. The Stormhammer onto line 1-2. He's gone. Bouncy's got to run. They're trying to get the vision there with the Zeus. They can't quite get it. Bouncy will escape, and again, this has got to be the most aggressive Anti-Mage I've seen in a while, and it's been incredibly hit and miss there from Madara. As he is off the playing field, they didn't get the racks in the middle lane, and Finem suddenly they weren't able to find what they wanted to off the back of that fight, and they may even lose more. Oh, the Sprout's off point.
It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter because, yeah, you said the Zeus is not.
Yeah, That had to have been a case of Madara just not seeing the Oracle.
Yeah.
Like, he blinked in. I think he had Abyssal ready to go, and like he wanted to go and try to kill the Zeus, and that would have been a high priority pick inside of Vega's base.
I think he did drop it, and then the false promise just removed it.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those scenarios where you try to have to go for it all, you know? It's like, we need to deal the maximum amount of damage at this point in time. But Vega, they're going to take the safe path here outside of the base after killing
fight. They need a big thing, and Tornado EMP into the stun. That's going to be the mana gone for this Sven. There goes Raph coming through with a Veil, and the blink 4 from Zeus bursting down. And this poor old Lion, he's been feeling the wrath of the Zeus. Indeed, every single time. Madara jumping forward, but the false promise again onto Zeus, stopping the Anti-Mage from being able to follow through with the damage. Now with the BKBs coming out, they do pop the Zeus. False promise not enough to save him, but the Anti-Mage caught out and down for 110 seconds. The GG is called. At Finem, they certainly put up a better fight than they did in game 1. But a lot of weight was on the Anti-Mage's shoulders, and as you said, Madara, he had to take these risks, but at the end of the day, they did not pay off, and Vega, they were there to punish it, and the series going 2-0 for the side of Vega. They walk away with $2,000 in the bank after that one.
I really feel like this game, Ad Finem actually had a really good shot of winning, but the thing that kicked everything off was AM TPing top.
Yeah.
When Roshan was literally going to be up in like less than a minute, and he TPs away from a fight that could have very well given them the advantage they needed to win the game. Because what was the biggest issue for the AM is that he didn't actually have BKB. So maybe the purchase of the Vlads before buying the Abyssal Blade was the thing that kind of set him a little bit too far back, or maybe he should have made BKB instead of going for the Abyssal Blade first.
Yeah.
But we talked at length of why the item itself wasn't necessarily bad. It's just he didn't hit the timings fast enough. So if he had like another 5 minutes even on an AM, at the rate that he was farming, he definitely would have had enough money for a BKB. And at the end of the game, if he has it and he has Abyssal Blade, it pretty much guarantees that either the Oracle has to false promise that target or that target dies.
Yeah.
So that's kind of that pressure that you want to be able to apply during his engagements. But as we spoke about as well, Vega having the superior 5 versus 5, their damage output was nuts.
Absolutely. And Ad Finem, of course, they are going to be back for some more Dota 2 today. They're going to be playing against the side of No Diggity.
Yep.
So we'll see how much of a chance they have against that. Arguably, maybe more of a chance, seeing as Vega, very established team, very strong lineup. The roster incredibly stable, one of the most stable on kind of the high tier scene at the moment. And No Diggity, a very new side, so maybe Ad Finem will have a chance there. But that's it for the first series of the day. Vega do take it 2-0. But you don't need to hear anything more from us, as we're going to send you straight over to the panel for some post-game analysis.